Hey guys, okay, I wanted to share this video of how I do beach waves in my hair using a traditional curling iron. This is like the third time that I've recorded it and it wasn't recording the last two times, so I'm really hoping it's working this time. But basically this is how I get wavy hair using my traditional curling iron without having to buy any new styling tools. This is a curling iron that I use. As you can see, it has a clip. So first of all, I brush my hair out because you want to make sure that you don't have any tangles at all in your hair. Otherwise, you're going to cause breakage when you go and put it on heat. I separate out the bottom section of my hair and tie everything else up into a bun to keep it out of the way. Starting with the bottom section, you separate it into two sides and you just want to brush it out again because you want to make sure that you really don't have any tangles at all in your hair. I always start with the back, so I'll take a section from the back, just a strand of hair, usually testing to see how well they hold with whatever thickness I'm doing. And then I'll just wrap it around the actual barrel, avoiding the clip. So the whole time I'm doing this, I have one hand holding the clip open and the other hand wrapping the hair around the barrel. You want to be really careful when you're doing this to make sure you have a good view in the mirror of the barrel and where your hand is, because you really want to avoid touching the curling iron at all as it's really hot. So I find using this method, even if you're using a drugstore bought curling iron, it holds really well because you don't have the hair actually over the clip, you have it all underneath on the actual barrel. So it holds really well even in the summer. So you just want to hold it for a few seconds and then let it go. You want them to be kind of messy and you don't want them to all be exactly uniform. So some of them I'll hold longer and I'll let them get a little bit tighter of a wave, and some of them I'll just leave on for a couple seconds and then take off so that it's a much looser wave. It's funny because for the first time in a long time, I always get comments on my YouTube videos about my hair, but in public I noticed a lot of people have been asking me about my hair. They've been asking me about the hair color, whether or not I wear extensions, and how I do my hair, like how I do the curls and stuff like that. So I thought it would be a great idea to just share with everyone on YouTube since a lot of people are wondering. I find this method really easy to actually do waves and have them hold without having to take too long. It's actually pretty quick, and I have really thick hair. So if you have thinner hair, this should be a lot quicker. And I like it because it's messy. If you have thin hair, it actually looks good too. So because they don't all look so uniform, so it looks more natural. So once I've done the bottom section, it's all wavy, I'll go and undo my hair that's all tied up, and I'll separate another section. This time I'm going to do it side by side as my hair is really, really thick, so I don't want to have too much hair out and have it all mix in with what I've already done the waves on. Again, you want to brush your hair out because you want to make sure that you don't have any tangles. Then separating it in sections from the back and wrapping it around the curling iron, but remembering just to keep it around the barrel. So I'll continue alternating side to side, and every time I'm doing a curl, I do it in a different direction to avoid them all kind of chunking together at the end. This keeps it really messy and keeps everything separate. There's a couple different ways that you can do waves in your hair in the summer. If you don't want to use heat, then there's actually another method. I'm going to post a video on it of how you can use paper towel or cloth to do waves or curls in your hair and not have to use any heat. So I'll post one of those videos. This is just, I find it's the easiest for me if I want to do my hair and I haven't really decided until that morning how I want to have it done. And so I don't really have the time to prepare my hair the night before or prepare it ahead of time to do a non-heat using method. I'm going to post a video also on how I got my hair to this color, as I have a lot of videos about how I do my highlights, how I do my roots, and how I do toning and stuff like that. But I wanted to post an overall video because I think it's still confusing for a lot of people how I got my hair from almost a black to getting it to this shade of blonde. So I'll post another video about that, talking about the whole process, where you start, and how everything works. Once again, some of these curls I'm going to hold for a while, and some of them I keep them really, really loose. And I can't tell you how well this method actually works on shorter hair too. I actually learned about this method by watching videos on shorter hair, like shoulder length hair, and it really made me want short hair, but I get so many compliments on my hair and it's taken a long time to grow it this long, so I'm really scared to actually go and cut it. I'm sure one day I will, but I guess not yet. So just showing you again, keeping the clip open. You want to have the hair all underneath the clip. You don't want to have it over the clip at all in order to get waves. If you keep it on top of the clip, then you're going to have curls because they're not going to be as tight. So it'll end up looking different. But yeah, as I was saying, if you have shorter hair, this actually works great on short hair too, and you can even use a wider barrel to have the curls or the waves even looser than what I have in my hair. If you have a wide barrel and you have a curling iron like the one that I'm using right now, you can actually alternate to make it look even more natural and do like a really loose curl or a really loose wave and then a really wide wave for every other one, just to kind of keep it even more natural looking. I keep getting my curls and my waves mixed up. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the last couple sections near the top of my hair. So you want to make sure that hair is all separate from the hair that you still have to do waves in. So I tie whatever hair I'm not using right now up, and then I brush my hair out every single time because I don't want to have any tangles. And then what I'll do sometimes is I'll actually kind of just force the curling iron back and forth to get the waves to hold a little bit tighter. So as I have more highlights at the front of my hair, the waves actually hold a lot better because I find it's a lot easier to manipulate hair that's been color treated and you've used any type of bleach on. So they always hold a little bit tighter, so I try to do them a little bit more messy near the front. Now for the last sections, I just tie up the very front and I just do everything like behind it. Once again, just alternating. If you have heat protectant gloves, then it's a great idea to use it to avoid actually burning your hand or your fingers. I've burnt myself maybe once or twice using a curling iron, and it's not fun. But I've gotten pretty used to this method, so I have been really good at avoiding burning myself now. But if you have a heat protectant glove, it's a good idea to use it for something like this. So now that I've done the last ones, what I do is I take the very front of my hair and I separate it exactly in the middle, even though I don't part it in the middle. The reason I do this is because I don't want it to look flat near the top when I actually do separate it. So I go and I take these sections, and once again alternating. You just want to do the waves. As you can see, they hold really quickly near the front of my hair because it's so blonde. It's a lot shorter near the front too, so it's so much easier and quicker. As you can see, if you had shorter hair, this is actually super easy method compared to having really long hair like I do. It just takes a lot of time to do all the underneath section. Now I'm almost done. Just have the last couple pieces. And these ones I try to get them a little bit more messy and not have them too tight. And then what I do is I separate my hair to the side the way I like it. And this way, as you can see, there's a lot more body if I separate it after I finish doing the curls. So I leave that, and then you just want to run your fingers through to kind of get them all separated. And here you have the waves. So once I'm all done, this is what it looks like. If you want it to hold really well, then you can do a hold spray. I actually like the way that they fall if I don't put any holding spray in it. They kind of get a lot looser and just look more natural. So I tend to not always do any type of hairspray in it. But if you want them to hold really well, you can put a hairspray in it just to keep them hold a little bit longer. And this is what they look like after a little while when they fall a little bit looser. And as you can see, this works really great on long hair or on short hair. I have a ton of hair, so I actually like this method. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Bye!